Hey y'all, Jack here, and welcome to my new show. This is going to be interesting. This is only maybe like this is not the first time I've done a solo show, and this is not the second time I've done a solo show or episode. It is actually the third. So welcome to it, and before I waste too much time on introductions, I'll just, I'm Jack. And I like to do things on the internet. Now, like most people, I spend a lot of time on the internet, and probably a lot more time than what I actually need to spend. Exactly like most people. But see, the thing is when I do go on the internet, I spend a lot of time going through very odd things. Now, I like to look up some stuff that won't necessarily be, viewed by a lot of people. And I'm going to share that with you guys. Now, I'm not talking I'm going to share my Pornhub history or anything like that because, frankly, I don't want to get arrested. But I've got a very interesting time that I spend on the internet. And I'm not too terribly ashamed of it. I'm really not. And we're going to see what we have here going on the internet. So what my idea is for this show, and I think it's going to be interesting. I don't know. It's just me. But my idea is that I'm going to just find a random thread or site and just kind of explore it. And I'm going to read things verbatim to you guys out there listening to, Well, I don't know. We'll just kind of see where it goes. And I'll see if this is something interesting that I'm going to want to continue doing at any point in the future. As of right now, it's something I want to do. So, might as well get started. So I've decided, being the inaugural episode and everything, that I'm just going to pop onto TikTok. Now, I used to be an adamant hater of TikTok. I couldn't stand it. And I couldn't really stand the people that used it because it was just weird. But I've spent a little bit of time on there, and I've been sharing a lot of my reels that I make off of Snacking with Jack, where I've been pursuing a life of sobriety, very successfully, I might add. But we're not here to talk about that. But I've shared a lot of reels on there. I've opened up my own TikTok account, and I've gone and done the whole TikTok thing. But I've found myself spending a little bit more time at it, especially if I have a little bit of downtime at work or, I'm sitting on a shitter or something. I pull up TikTok and I start watching some videos. Now, granted, most of the time they're horrible and I hate it, but I get some really interesting stuff sometimes. And it's some of the fakest stuff I've ever seen, and it is hilarious. To me, at least. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up TikTok here on my phone, and it should have it be able to be heard. Let's see here. We got it going.
All right.
Okay. That's a little loud. I wasn't expecting some guy with a snapping turtle. Let's see. The thing is TikTok is very video based, but there you will get sometimes a post that is just text that you can read.
Good run.
And so far, I'm not finding anything that's really sticking out to me.
Are you Howard?
Yeah, can I help you?
Yeah, I have a problem. Hey, actually, it's your problem. I'm Becky Connor's father.
Oh, no.
Look, if you got to demote some kid for not doing their job or fire them for mouthing off, I can understand that. But nobody talks to my daughter the way you did. Have you got that?
Yes. You gonna hit me, too?
Becky hit you?
Wow, okay, so we're not going to watch Roseanne, but, whatever. A lot of times, I don't know why it's not cooperating with me today, but most of the time I would find...
If you click below right now, you'll be able to...
Posts about, like, paranormal stuff. Now I'm not finding anything. Oh, come on, give me something. All right, I'm going to turn the volume down, 'cause screw this. There's got to be something good on here. All right, okay, this might be interesting. Let's see what we got here. This is from an account called There I Ruined It. I think we all know who that is. So let me get this pulled up. It looks like he's replying to a question from somebody that says, "Okay, what about Neil Young singing Milkshake?" No visuals, please. So this is going to be interesting. Let's give this a listen.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you, but I have to charge. But I have to charge. My milkshake brings the boys to the yard.
Okay, yeah, that's enough of that. It's pretty good, though. I don't know how he does that. I like that guy's account. You should check it out if you don't. Okay, here we go. We've got something that we can read, and it says Rare Words with Deep Meaning, Part 3. So apparently, there have been 2 other parts of this. We're not going to look at those, but we'll see what we got here. Anagopesis. No longer feeling any affection for someone you once loved. I never heard of that word. Philophobia. Fear of emotional attachment. Fear of being in or falling in love. This is boring. We're moving on. Come on. Give me some paranormal. Like, what happened to all my paranormal posts that I was getting? Maybe I saved something somewhere. I can look at that. Where's my profile? I'm scared of my profile. Saves. I got nothing. Wow. All right, so yeah, moving on from that. That was a bust. Maybe I'll revisit TikTok later after I actually, look up some videos that we can use. Instead, I'm going to pop onto Reddit over here because I do that every now and then too. And I got this story from a guy just submitted to Reddit 21 hours ago. And he says, we saw a UFO on Friday night for about 2 to 3 minutes. Photos, videos, and wife cried after. And he says, on Friday night, my wife and I were sitting on the deck out back looking at the stars, and we do this every night. Every night, dude. Really? Every night? Just after 10 p.m., my wife said, is that a shooting star? Which I found odd because it was, and I wouldn't have had time to look at it. Okay. The tree near me was blocking the direction she was staring, so I got up and looked, and my jaw dropped. I said, holy shit, holy shit. And we both jumped off of the deck and got into the yard for a better view. The craft seemed huge, miles away, had tons of blinking and spinning lights and rotating orange-red light on the bottom. You can only see the orange-red light in the video. Oh, there's a video of it. I'm going to have to watch that. We observed it for 2 to 3 minutes as it continued flying away, and then it was just gone. No noise, it was just gone. That's what UFOs do. So anyway, he goes on and says a whole lot of things about Starlink and stuff. Well, let's play this video. So there's a picture. Looks like crap. Can't make anything out. Typical UFO pictures where nothing looks like anything. I'm not seeing a video, dude. Where's your video? You can't promise me a video and not give me a video. I'm not seeing a video. Where's your video? All right. Following submission was provided by new upload. Here are the videos I described. Of course, they're on Imgur. We got to pop on over there, and that didn't work. Didn't work. Video link isn't working. Uploaded third. Oh, here we go.
And then alright, if you look at the beginning of one object, the lights are in a... Alright, if you look at the beginning of the video before the contrast, you can definitely see the shape of the craft. And then about here, I'm zoomed into, I think, times 20, you can see the shape of the craft. Like all those lights are on the same object there. But right there, yeah, you see that red light? It's definitely spinning around the bottom of the craft. Like, this is all one object. The lights are in a perfectly straight line, and you can see that it's rotating from this right here. It's just absolutely insane.
That was the worst video I've ever seen, dude. Okay.
Houston 2, got a question about the Starliner.
Oh, what is this?
Houston's with you, Butch. Go ahead.
There's a strange noise coming through the speaker, and I didn't know if you could connect into the Starliner and let me keep mic and let you hear it. I don't know what's making it, but I don't know if there's something that maybe is connected between here and there, making that happen. But anyway, can you do that?
We can configure that, Butch. Give us a minute, and I'll call you back when it's ready.
Okay.
Station Houston on 2, we're configured for audio via hardline and CST, if you want to give us a call.
Okay, I'm in Starliner, and how do you read?
5x5, how many?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'm gonna keep the mic up next to the speaker.
Copy.
Hear that?
At negative, Butch, we did not hear anything.
That.
All right, Butch, that one came through. It was kind of like a pulsing noise, almost like a sonar ping.
Yeah, I'll do it one more time, and I'll let y'all scratch your heads and see if you can figure out what's going on. Here we go.
I have no idea what this is, but apparently the Starliner crew is hearing some strange noises in space.
All right, over to you. Tell us if you figure it out.
Sounds to me like somebody's just banging on something, and that's all it is. Like, somebody just had some hammering to do, so they were doing that. Now I know sound can't travel in space. Am I right? It's a vacuum. So there's nothing to actually transmit the sound. So it's got to be coming from inside their own spacecraft, right? Maybe they got some sort of hitchhiker alien situation. I don't know. So I'm going to try going back on TikTok again. We'll see how this goes. And I found top 10 most depressing towns in every state. And this is something I can actually read. And Alabama, we got Anniston, Selma, Pritchard, Bessemer, Gadsden, Fairfield, Birmingham, Talladega. Talladega is depressing. Yeah, and they made a movie about it, Talladega Nights. I mean, that was a funny movie. Atmore, Utah, Alabama. Johnny, Utah. I don't know. I want to find some of the paranormal stuff that I'd found before, but I'm not finding that. Somebody talking about, I don't know. Honestly, guys, I'm sorry. I expected this to be to go a whole lot better, and it is not. Like any other time that I'm on TikTok, it's like I get the videos and paranormal stuff, and okay, here we go. We got a TikTok video about a Reddit post, and it's what's the most horrifying real life death you've heard about. All right, so we're getting a little darker here, but let's see what we got. This person says this girl bungee jumping to her death in Spain because she misheard no jump as now jump. Maybe not the most horrifying, but absolutely terrible and tragic. Oh, that's pretty horrifying. That'd be a horrible way to go. Let's see. This person says, back in the mid-'70s, my mother worked at one of the many sewing factories in the U.S. South. They had gone on break around 10 a.m. and noticed the linemen up there were working on the pole. They came out for lunch at noon, and he was still there but not moving. He had grabbed a live wire and had fried him in place, had to break his arms to get him down. All right, that sounds made up. After Pearl Harbor got attacked, they raised the hulk of one of the sunken battleships and found one of the compartments had a calendar scratched onto the wall indicating someone had survived in the partially flooded room for like 2 weeks. Okay. I'm going to have to do more research on that one, but I highly doubt that. My cousin walked under a grain auger and the hood of his hoodie got caught on it. He was sucked up into it and decapitated before it could shut off. My grandpa had to clean his head out of the auger. Edit, I have now gotten a few Reddit cares messages from this post. This happened over 20 years ago. I was a child who did not witness it firsthand. I was not even at the age that death made sense to me. I'm going okay. Thanks for caring. All right. Let's see. This guy says, there was an old guy who lived down the road from me. He wasn't good on his feet, so only used the bottom half of his house. For some reason, I read horse in my mind. It's like he only used the bottom half of his horse. So, what is that? Just the legs, or is that like the back half of the horse? He went to go to bed one night, but fell in front of his old electric heater next to his bed in the living room and couldn't get up. The poor bloke was cooked alive. When the paramedics turned up, they had to go into the garden to vomit. It was horrific, apparently. That would be a horrible way to go. Let's see. In Victoria, Australia, some freeways have these speed wires, which are like 3 cables strung along a fence instead of your standard solid barrier. They do that here, too. There's a lot of places in the United States are doing that now. Instead of guardrails, we're using these steel cables strung across because that seems really safe. First time I drove to uni, it was raining, and a motorcyclist fell in front of me, hitting these cables, and literally exploded. His head flew about 50 meters before it splattered on the road. Do you have to be this graphic with your description? Pretty fucked thing for a 19-year-old to see. Well, yeah, we don't all need to. I feel like you're just going for internet clout now. Jose Molina was cleaning an industrial oven at work. A coworker didn't check if anyone was inside, filled it with tuna, and turned it on. Just can't imagine how awful it would be knowing what was about to happen to you, not to mention in tuna. Nobody's going to go to your funeral because you're going to, it's like, yeah, that's the way he went, drowning in tuna. Another theme park one at the Schlitterbahn in Kansas. Schlitterbahn? I don't know. Due to a poor design on a 70-mile-per-hour water slide, the raft went airborne and he flew up and hit the metal bar that held the netting. Kid was instantly decapitated in front of his dad. They tore it down after that. A lot of people are getting decapitated. And there isn't even a train nearby. My dad worked at a paper company about 10 years before he retired. One of the temp employees was pulled through the paper roller machine. Basically, every bone in his body was crushed instantly. My dad tried to administer first aid, but there was very little that could... Well, I mean, come on. The guy probably came out looking like he just was in a Looney Tunes cartoon. And you're going to, do CPR on a man the size of a piece of paper? Did you give him mouth-to-mouth and he reinflated? Boop. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. So we had that. It's kind of morbid. That's not really the route I want to go down. Okay, so we got another one. What's the creepiest, most unexplained thing you've seen in broad daylight? And this is TikTok Reddit again. And this person says, I was a kid about 15, seen some old man, looked about 70, opened up a sewer grate and just hopped in. That's creepy? Okay. Unexplainable, I guess, but not really creepy. Tooth just materialized on my kitchen counter one day. Asked all around all my family, and nobody lost any teeth. No kids lost any teeth. I never lost any teeth. No clue where this tooth came from. It just appeared one afternoon. Okay, that one's kind of creepy. You just get a random tooth showing up in your house. I don't know. This person, Basher57, they said, crossing at a busy intersection and seeing my perfect double walk towards me. We basically eyes locked until we passed each other. A total mindfuck. Even more disturbing, instead of stopping and chatting and being amused by the entire biological coincidence, my immediate subconscious reaction was a massive rising internal rage that someone somehow had stolen my face. Very, very weird. Yeah, I get upset when I see people that look like me too. I just want to rip their face off and be like, wow, you're one ugly bastard. This person said, not me, but my dad. He was standing outside at the far end of the yard and saw me standing on the stairs whistling for him to come back to the house. When he got back inside, he asked what was up and why I changed my shirt. I hadn't been outside, didn't hear any whistling, and was wearing the same black shirt I'd been wearing all day. not the white shirt he saw me in when he saw me outside a few minutes earlier. So that one's kind of odd. Maybe your double showed up. You need to rip his face off. This person says 2008 mountain bike race in the Midwest. It was 100 degrees that way. Almost no oxygen on the woods. It was a hot day. Okay. Almost no oxygen on. I'm not even going to try to wrap my head around that one. 3 of us were well ahead of the pack. We were about to lap another racer when he just rode off the trail and down a steep ravine. All 3 of us stopped. The ravine was steep and very deep. We found his bike about halfway down, and we never found the racer. We sent search party and found nothing. To this day, he's never been found. He's probably still flying. Let's see. A man with freshly exposed bone on his arm and missing a substantial amount of skin and muscle walked up to me in a parking lot asking me calmly for cigarettes. It really freaked me out, and I told him I was calling 911 for him. He immediately ran off, and I gave his description to 911. There wasn't much information. There wasn't much blood about the guy. Clearly needed immediate medical attention. This was in San Jose on an afternoon about 5 to 6 years ago. Still have that image giving me nightmares to this day. I wonder if that's the guy that flew off the bike. They're still looking for him, so you never know. This person says, my dad, brother, and I went to a movie theater one day in Florida. It was around 4-ish, so it was getting darker but still light out. We went up to the front where you buy tickets, and when we looked around, there was absolutely no one in the movie theater at all. No employees, no other guests. We simply walked in, looking all around to try to find anyone we could to purchase a movie ticket, but could find no one else. All the movies in each of the theaters were checked, were running, but no one else inside. So we just sat down and watched a movie, then left without seeing anyone else the whole time. It was very surreal. All right, so that was in Florida, so everybody was probably out back of the movie theater doing meth. That's my guess. This person says, their name is I Only Want the Neck. I don't know what that means, but maybe they're a vampire. When I was a teenager, I was at a friend's house when his parents and family were not home. I was on his back porch tying my shoes when I went back into his house. Tying my shoes, a 20-second action. No. I walk inside and his entire family is back home and they're sitting at the kitchen table eating dinner and they ask me what I'm doing there. They stared at me like I'm crazy and asking why I just walked into their house. I asked for the time. They told me it was 6:30. I lost an entire hour doing a 20-second action. To this day, I still have no clue what happened or where the time went. Buddy, your friend drugged you. Let's see. This person says, in college, I lived on the 11th floor in an apartment with no balcony. It was about 4:30 in the afternoon. I watched a man walk into my apartment about 10 seconds before I walked in and habitually bolted the door behind me. It locked automatically on the outside. I was living with 3 roommates at the time, so I just figured they were having guests over, no biggie. Put my stuff on the couch and I went towards the back bedroom to say hi to whoever came over. My roommates had no idea what I was talking about. It wasn't a big apartment, but I searched everywhere. My roommates stayed in the back bedroom sufficiently freaked out. There was no one else in the apartment, and the door was still bolted from the inside. What? This person says, nothing dangerous. Okay, we're not talking about anything dangerous. We're talking about creepiest, unexplainable happenings in broad daylight, but all right. This person said, nothing dangerous, but as I was walking up my grandparents' driveway, a drop of blood landed on my hand. I looked up, there were no birds or trees or branches above me, nor was it a windy day. It has been 15 years, and the image is still passing through in my head from time to time. Although their house was surrounded by woods, there weren't any animals nearby at the time. Guy just discovered that your nose can bleed. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to look up more stuff here in the future for the next episode. And this is just my inaugural episode, so it's just going to give you a little bit of a taste of what we've actually going to have coming on here that you can listen to. And I don't know, I guess I'll do my usual end the show bullcrap. So, This is Jack Attacks the Internet. And this is what I'm going to be kind of doing. This is just the inaugural episode, so I'm kind of just feeling things out for a little bit here and there. I don't know. Give me some ideas, guys, or send me some stuff that I can look over, or if you find something interesting that you want me to talk about or discuss. And I'm also open to taking guests on the show, too. I mean, we can just do a really quick show. I'm trying to keep these all in between about 20 to 30 minutes long and release maybe about an episode a week, if that's possible. So stay tuned to me in the future and keep an eye out on my Instagram. You can check me out at Jack_snacks. That's my personal one. You can check that out. You can follow me there if you want. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on. And I've actually made an Instagram account for this as well, Jack Attacks the Internet. So go and follow that if you haven't already. And if you're following my Snacking with Jack account, you get to see a whole lot of stuff that's going on. And you'll be able to keep track of any of these episodes, these little short episodes that are going to be coming out in the future. So thank you for joining me. I wish I could say we had a good time, but the internet disappointed me today. So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully next time it'll be better. But thanks for listening. We'll peruse the internet at our convenience later. Thank you.